is Julie on Taste. And if there's one thing I love, number one is that I am broadcasting live from LA. But number two is that I love international superstars. And I have an international superstar with me today, Fireboy DML. How are you feeling today?
I feel blessed.
Yes.
Feel good to be here. First time in LA too.
Mine too, but I know you traveled a little bit further than I did.
Probably.
You're funny.
Thank you.
You're really funny. You've been having me laugh all morning or afternoon.
We bless God.
Bless God.
We bless God.
Yes. How are you feeling today with your first U.S. tour? How's it going?
I feel enthusiastic. I'm looking forward to what's in front of me because, I'm just letting go and just letting the waves just lead me on because I'm ready for everything coming my way. I'm just excited to push my sound forward, to be honest.
You know what's beautiful about what you just said is that I was talking to a woman before you, and she does a lot of, I would like to say maybe like spiritual coaching with people and a lot of big artists. And we were talked about being tied into the end result and kind of it taking away from being in the moment. But it sounds like you can do that. You can be in the moment right now.
Yes, that's probably the best way to live life. Music is a spiritual thing. So if you cannot connect spiritually to what you do, I think there's a problem.
Wow. No, that's beautiful. Maybe it's because it's a different way of life, but I am anxiety ridden. So I live in future tense.
Oh.
So it robs me of joys of being in the present. So what I do, which I believe is my calling, when I sit down with individuals like yourself, I forget about everything. I'm talking to just you. And it's something I've learned that's tied me down to the now. And to me, people like you, it's just like, is this a divine calling?
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Because it's like that with me, with music too. When I'm in the studio making music, nothing else matters, nothing else exists. And that's how you know that you love what you do.
Yeah. Wow. So deep this afternoon. Talk to me a little bit about how do you feel that Afro Beats is kind of switching over to this American world, right? And it's getting new recognition and people are really tapping into it. I know you guys have been tapped into Afro Beats, but in America, let's per se. How do you feel about that and this newfound recognition?
Honestly, this is a beautiful thing to see. And I'm glad that my generation is, partly responsible for what's happening now. Like I've been saying, the world is paying attention to Afro Beats now more than ever.
Yeah.
And my generation is the generation that, took advantage of the momentum and just like made it bust out. But we also have to give credit to our daddies and mommies, like I always say, the big ones that introduced us to the industry. They did most of the work, to be fair, and we are just taking it up from there. But what matters is that everyone pays attention to Afrobeats because Afrobeats is a very spiritual genre of music. Like it is as big, just as big as hip hop, and I'm glad that the world is, getting to know that now.
I would like to agree because I'm not from the West Coast. I'm not from LA. I'm from the East Coast. So what we do in the East Coast is we have brunches. Like that's our thing. People go to church, we go to brunch. Okay. So when we're in this brunch environment, how I was even introduced to Afrobeats was about maybe like 7 years ago. My first brunch, I'm like, what is this? And they play Afrobeats. Like it is something that's requested and it's mandatory during brunch. Like if you go to a brunch and they're not playing Afrobeats, you would say, oh, that brunch is trash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it's really big on the East Coast.
That's really good to know.
Yeah, so you guys have definitely pushed the momentum forward to the point where it's now a staple, not only, I believe, in your country, but in America as
Obviously,
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the overseas. How was that, let's say, or how does it feel to be part of history?
Yes, it feels good. I'm really honored. And to be honest, I just wanted to make music. I just wanted to, but along the line, especially when I blew up and started getting recognized in my own country, I realized that there's a bigger picture. This is more than just you wanting to fulfill your dreams. This is, you doing something for the culture, not just for yourself.
Yes.
Making people realize that, oh, you know what? This is bigger than you. This is Afro Beats. This is a culture. Take it outside. Let the whole world know what Africa is. When we talk about Africa or when we talk about, the blacks, we mention slavery, we need to mention music too.
Yes.
We need to mention all the stuff. And music is very, very, it's something that everyone connects to.
Universal.
So, I don't see any reason why the whole world shouldn't know what Afrobeats is or what it sounds like. So I feel honored. Like I said, my generation is responsible for what's happening right now. And I feel like I'm part of a cause. And it's just giving me more drive to just keep working harder.
Yeah, you're definitely a vessel, I believe. You know, you're in the forefront of what's going on. It's a change and it's beautiful to witness. Talk to me about your journey, your personal journey with music. When did you find out that you were so talented?
I always knew I could sing, the random riffs and runs, playing along to the gospel music that my mom was always playing in the car. But it was when I was in uni, my first year in uni, that was 2012. My second year, actually, I just found myself in the studio because I was always rolling with the popular people. The popular people in my school were musicians, journalists, media people, So I made my first song. It was just bands. And then I got back to my dorm room that night, listened to the song. I'm like, I'm pretty good at this thing. And at that moment, I found purpose. Like, nothing else made sense to me anymore. School, sport, nothing. I love football so much. In fact, I would have become a footballer if not for music. But everything else was just, I was blind to everything. And that's how I knew that I found purpose. And I feel like when you find purpose, everything else comes easy.
Yeah.
Like hard work, effort, stuff like that. Like, you know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. You know where you're going. The rest is just, it just pushed you forward. And
it's
I'm
like
glad that music gave me that.
Yes, it's like just like being in your purpose and alignment. You know what I mean? When you told your parents, because I don't know if it's like, the same, it's different culture.
It's like that everywhere, trust me.
It's everywhere. So when you told your parents, like, I really don't care about school, the music is my thing, how did they react?
The thing is, I didn't tell them. My grades did. My dad had the password to my school stuff, so he was seeing everything. I was like, what's going on? You started as a first class student and now you are derailing. What's happening? I was like, I don't know. I couldn't even tell him. It was my final year in school. I had the balls to tell him that, you know what, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and just let me do it. And that was music gave me almost all my firsts. The first time I stood up to my dad it was music. I just told him, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and let me do it. And it was like, you know what, go to Lagos and fulfill your dreams. And I was like, okay, thank you, bye-bye.
Wow.
That was it.
No, bye-bye. Wow, that's really important that you say something like that, because our parents, like growing up Dominican, I grew up in a very strict household. I'm the first person to ever do anything creative, anything in media. Everything is always like doctor, lawyer, businesswoman, businessman.
It's pretty much the same back in Africa.
And so if you're doing anything outside of that realm, it's like you have to be successful, right? Did you feel any pressure to make it to the heights that you're making it now?
Yes, there was pressure, but definitely not from my parents.
From yourself?
It was from myself, and from the fact that I realized that, I had really sacrificed a lot, and I had no choice but to make it. It was not from my parents. My mom, aligned with everything. She's a softie. It's like, oh, my baby, blah, blah, blah. But my dad was, every phone call was, hope you're doing good. I'm disappointed in you still, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like that for a while until Olamide signed me in 2018.
Wow.
And things started looking good. And then that's when they realized that this boy might be onto something. And that was when they actually now they're like my biggest fans, my biggest supporters. They know every move. Oh, you have an interview tomorrow, you have to sleep early, blah, 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 and stuff like that. And it's a good thing to see that, your parents actually support you.
Yeah, and I know that during that time, that maybe I know that they come from a place of love, right? Your parents come from a place of more of worry. They're worried, like, damn, what if this doesn't work out for them? But you have to kind of maintain that mentality that it is. Do you go through any challenges during that time, like mentally with yourself?
Of course.
Yeah.
From 2012 up until 2018 when I blew up in 2019. That was like 7 years of hustle and hoping and crying and just working. But like I said, purpose actually gets you through a lot. Purpose really helps. I just knew that this was what I was destined to do for the rest of my life. And that partly gave me hope. So I wasn't so worried. But most of the time was struggle. I got used by people. I met a couple of industry people that used me, exploited me. it's all part of the journey at the end of the day, but I'm glad everything worked out in the end.
I'm happy you continue to persevere because now it's part of your story. You know what I mean? Things that you were able to overcome, But at that point, if you would have stopped, it would have just been the end of something.
Yeah.
So you continue to push through. Talk to me about that time that your father told you to go to Lagos. For people who don't understand what that is, what is that to Africa?
So yeah,
or Nigeria?
Lagos is the hub, the
Yes.
entertainment hub of the industry. Not just Nigeria, but Africa as a whole.
Yeah.
Lagos is where it's not just apart from music. Lagos is where the hustle is. Lagos is where you go to make it in life as a Nigerian. Most of the time. Lagos is the hub of commerce, entertainment, everything. So that's where I headed to because that's where the superstars. That's where everybody is. That's where you go to, and you might just run into a superstar at the mall, and you feel inspired. So it's just about the environment. That's where you go to if you really, really have something to do with your life and you really want to make it.
The energy.
Just feel that energy bubbling. Lagos never sleeps. So you can't sleep as a Lagosian. You have to always be on your feet. You can't sleep. You can't, everybody's looking for money so you can get hustled, you can get duped, you can get exploited. So you have to keep your eyes open. It just keeps you sharp. It's just where you go to and you're up awake and you're making it.
Wow.
So that's what Lagos is.
I wonder, I feel like that's probably the equivalent to New York City.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because that's literally where I have to go to get that inspiration sometimes. Just being in the room with other people who think alike or
Exactly.
someone that like, wow, I can be like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Representation really does matter.
Exactly.
Do you have anyone that inspire you during those times?
During those times, I was inspired by the good work that all the big names I mentioned earlier were doing. Of course, when you're a musician, you look up to the superstars, and inspire you. But personally, I won't lie, it was myself, man. I was looking up to myself, inspiring myself, like, bro, you can do this, you're talented.
Wow.
Just get on with it, don't worry. And, I'm glad it all worked out. But, when I came into the industry full time, it was Olamide for me.
Wow.
Olamide is my boss, not just my CEO, it's my business partner, it's my father, my big brother, everything. He put me through, and he still does to this day. So that's my mentor.
Yeah, next time when I see you in New York City, you have the time to come.
Definitely.
Yes. You were playing with me before when I said his name, right?
I meant it.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, you're such a vibe, honestly. Where can people keep up with your project that's coming out, everything that you have going on?
Yes, I've dropped 2 projects so far.
Yes.
Laughter, Tears, and Goosebumps in 2019. And I followed up with Apollo 6 months after. 9 months after? 6 months after, I don't know.
Wow, that's
in
close.
2020. Yeah, it was those were crazy times, man. Like, it was just back to back. Wow. You can't sleep because the attention span is really short because there's so much talent and there's so much, you're always on your toes. So it's like that. Right now I'm just trying to focus on getting more experience, experiencing new things, new people, new energy, and that's part of the reasons why I'm here in the United States, just trying to live my life in a different environment, so I can have more things to think about, to write about,
That's what you're just saying right now, like that creative way of just kind of like gaining more experience to pour into your music. There's an artist in America that I interviewed that he does that. I don't know if you're familiar. His name is Brent Fayez, but he literally does exactly what you're saying. Like, he will go kind of like incognito on social media and things, and maybe his people would run it, but he would just go and live experiences, and then you'll hear it in the music. So I'm super excited for what's to come, especially your first time in LA, first time in New York.
It's gonna be my first time in a lot of places.
Yes,
in the next few months.
You definitely have to try Dominican food. Have you ever had it?
I will try it. I heard it's very similar to my side, so that's an incentive to try it out.
Yeah, we have plantains, so.
Plantains?
Yeah.
You got me there. I'm coming.
Yes. Maduros, fried, all of it. We do
fried plantains.
Yes.
Oh, my man. Handshake, bring it in. My man. You got me there. I'm coming, don't worry.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much for your love, your energy,
welcome.
your transparency. Honestly, I'm going to continue following your journey because you're infectious.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Where can people follow you on the socials?
Yes, Instagram, it's Fireboy DML. Fireboy DML, no space. Twitter, the same thing. That's pretty much it. I'm not really, But you can catch me on Twitter once in a while. I like to flirt with the fans a bit.
Oh, okay. Wink eye emoji. Oh, hard eyes.
Yeah.
Not the eggplant.
No. That's
Well, it's your first time in LA, so catch him outside in these streets.
yes. I'm going skydiving straight up.
What?
You heard me.
Can I go?
Why not? If you're not scared of, so you've not skydived before.
No, I've never done it.
Do you want to try it?
Yes.
Are you sure? Don't bail out on me.
Wait, I don't know. I'm kind of scared now. I want to say yes.
If
Can
you
I
bail
think
out on
about
me
it?
mid-air, I'm pulling out the parachute and I'm throwing you down.
What?
Yes.
Okay, so can I think about it?
You have 2 hours.
Oh, I was going to say 24 hours to respond.
No, 2 hours.
All right, I'll think about it. All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.